is Cairo 7 Breaking News.
And I'm Elle Thomas, tracking breaking news out of Tacoma, where a verdict has just been reached in the trial of 3 Tacoma police officers charged in the 2020 death of Manuel Ellis. The judge just now taking a seat. Let's go ahead, listen in. Now let's get a little bit of a recap while we're waiting for the judge to go ahead and give his final verdict here. Ellis was killed following an interaction with officers back in March of 2020, and we've been following this story for you since that time, this trial getting underway in September. So this has been a long time coming now. The medical examiner ruled Ellis's death a homicide, saying it was caused by physical restraint from those officers. Now, the defense in this case is claiming that Ellis was the aggressor and that he died because of his drug use and an enlarged heart. Now, that is what the jury has been tasked with deciding in this. The jury, though, hitting their own road bumps. They started deliberations early this week, and in that time, they've had to restart twice. The first time because a juror had a family emergency. The second time because a juror tested positive for COVID. So at this time, we had 2 alternates being subbed in of the 6 that were available. And just yesterday, those jurors told the judge they were having a hard time reaching a unanimous decision. Now, a scenario where you can't reach that decision results in a hung jury, basically meaning you got to restart. Now, if any of the officers' cases aren't decided, they would have to be tried again with a different jury. So this is really, it is an involved process here. The people at hand, the officers we're talking about, Christopher Burbank and Matthew Collins, both charged with second-degree murder and first-degree manslaughter. Timothy Rankin charged with first-degree manslaughter as well. Let's go ahead, listen to the judge.
Is this your verdict?
All right, let's go ahead and recap what just happened. The 3 officers charged in the 2020 death of Manuel Ellis, all found not guilty on all counts that they were facing. Christopher Burbank not guilty for second-degree murder and manslaughter in the first degree. Matthew Collins not guilty on those same charges. And finally, Timothy Rankin not guilty in manslaughter in the first degree. We are seeing a lot of emotion there in that courtroom. Also seeing some people leaving very abruptly following the announcement of the jury deliberations. We will have a full recap coming up on Cairo 7 live at 4, and of course, up-to-the-minute updates on our website, cairo7.com. Thanks for joining us now. Let's return to your regular programming. I want to divert your attention to this. Chopper 7 still taking us live overhead right now. You can actually see where that entire area has been burned out. Now, they believe this was at a homeless encampment there right off of I-5 and Mercer. Going to give you a closer look from the ground here because you can really see what firefighters are going through. There is a lot of debris. There's a lot of rubble here, and they're really trying to monitor those hot spots. Now, we have seen a lot of smoke coming from the area, a lot of foam that they're spraying all over the place, and they made quick work of this. This broke out maybe within the last 45 minutes, and it could have been much worse. Take a look at this. This was just 30 minutes ago. Active flames, thick black smoke really billowing from that area. And look how close it is to those other buildings. We are talking high-rises, businesses, apartment complexes, right next to cars driving on the highway. So this is a very populated area. Could have been much worse than it was. Again, thankful that those firefighters got such a quick handle on this entire thing. Now, we are working to get more information at this point. We do not know if there were injuries. We do not know how this started. We don't know exactly what exactly is taking place other than what we are seeing right now. Firefighters, again, just getting a very quick handle on this situation. We're going to continue to monitor things, let you know just as soon as we have more information. Just following some breaking news out of our nation's capital, where hopes for a new House Speaker have fallen flat. Representative Steve Scalise just telling reporters he is dropping out of the race because House Republicans failed to support him. Now, we saw 20 Republicans publicly opposing him. Keep in mind, though, he needed a majority vote, so he could only afford to lose 4. As for what's next, right now there is no clear alternative. Many people just saying they're not sure if anybody can get that majority vote. They do need 217 to take it there. We'll let you know when we get updates.
Some new information on that breaking news of layoffs at Seattle Original REI. Now, we first got a tip that this may be happening earlier today. Checked with the company all day, and they did acknowledge that something was happening. Finally, late this afternoon, they confirmed it. 275 positions, all in-store lead roles, eliminated today. Now, the unusual thing about those layoffs, though, was just how far down it was buried into the email that was sent to the REI employees. So it's called Stewarding Our Future, but the actual announcement about those job cuts, check this out, not actually made until 30 or so paragraphs and bullet points in. Yeah, you can see it finally right there. Okay, got to bring you guys back to the live desk here because we just got some potentially unwelcomed news for Seattle City Light customers. Get ready to pay more for your power. Yeah, come the new year, the company will raise rates to recoup millions of dollars it says it lost thanks to a poor year of hydropower production. So how much do you have to pay? Well, come January 1, you'll see a 4% surcharge on your bill to help beef up that account again. Doesn't sound too bad, right? Well, keep in mind that's on top of an additional 4.5% rate hike that was approved by Seattle City Council just last fall. Maybe saying, oh, again? Yeah, you're right. Data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor shows electricity rates for the Seattle Metro have actually gone up nearly 34% compared to just 10 years ago. You can always find those current rates. You just head to the Seattle City Light website, is on seattle.gov. Scroll down a little bit and they have it broken down by region. I mean, guys, it has been burning for an hour, and I mean actively burning. Chopper 7 giving us a live look overhead right now. Can still see this massive effort from the ground, a lot of smoke. And check out this roof right here, just really dipping down. Actually, I've seen a partial collapse here. Taking a closer look, though, at this live feed, you can see a number of crews on the ground. I've been counting at least a dozen fire trucks, more than double the amount of men, actually, boots on the ground right now as well, really trying to tackle those flames from above. We've seen a lot of cherry pickers up, a lot of men out there with hoses, just trying to get this under control. This is at 152nd Avenue Northeast and Northeast 16th Street, so that is an apartment complex there in Bellevue. But I want to show you guys what this looked like just 30 minutes ago. Astonishing here, very active flames, thick black smoke billowing there from the roof, and this was before that partial collapse that I was talking about. So they've really made quick work, but you can tell the weight of that water is really impacting this building. We do not have any word on a cause, no word on injuries yet. Monique, Gary, all we do know at this point, a lot of people are going to be without a home tonight. And bringing you guys back to the live desk for some more breaking news, this time out of downtown Seattle. Troopers have completely blocked an express lane on-ramp. They say someone was hit by a car right here. Taking a closer look at that scene, you can still see troopers there working to figure out exactly what happened. A lot of unknowns right now. Chopper 7 taking us live over that scene as well. And we can still see a number of patrol cruisers here lining the roads. And this is 3 hours after all of this happened. So this is the intersection of 23rd Street and Virginia Avenue. That's in the Riverside neighborhood. Police were responding to a call of shots fired. And when they got there, they say they found 2 men's bodies, both with gunshot wounds. No word what happened leading up to those shots being fired. Police tell us the area was initially taped off for a canine search. But at this time, we do not know if police are searching for a suspect or if there is a danger to the community. Our crew still giving us a live look there from the scene, so we're going to keep an eye on things, bring you more information just as soon as we have it. And I'm Elle Thomas at the Cairo 7 Election Center, tracking several of the largest propositions. Let's go ahead, start with Seattle's Prop 1. That is the affordable housing initiative that would replace an existing property tax levy. Taking a look at those numbers here, 66% in favor right now. Now, this would raise nearly $1 billion over 7 years, and it will more than triple the existing measure, the majority to be spent on construction for housing for low and moderate income families. Now, the average cost for someone who owns a median $855,000 home, looking at about $385 per year. That is a $260 increase. Will be interesting to see if those numbers swing. Residents in Tacoma also voting on Initiative 1. That is the very historic Renters' Bill of Rights. Taking a look at those early numbers here. Now, this has been fiercely debated, and boy, things are tight right now. Just 500 or so votes separating the two. This would do a lot. It would require more notice of rent increases, limit evictions, and require landlords to pay tenants who move out after certain rent hikes. So this was a grassroots movement, even got a city-led competing measure taken off the ballot. Will be very interesting to see what happens with those numbers. Again, an overwhelming majority saying yes in this first drop. This would require 120 days written notice for rent increases over 8%. It
It would also require landlords to pay relocation fees for increases over that same 8% amount. Now, we are going to continue to track these results over the next few days. An overwhelming amount saying yes right now, but no doubt change on the horizon as these ballots continue to drop. Aaron and Monique.